Hello and welcome to Portimão, Portugal for the final round of the ELMS season. I'm joined here by the Iron Dames and we're going to do a little debrief of the season so far. Starting with you, Sarah, what has been your overtake of the season?
Hi, it was pretty cool. I've been taking all the race starts so far and there was always a lot of action. I really liked the move I made in Castellet to take the lead over another Ferrari. It was a pretty good one. I also enjoyed quite a lot taking the lead in Spa over the Aston Martin, even if it was a little, tricky, but it was pretty fun. And I'm very lucky to have opportunity to do a move like that.
Some great memories there. Michelle, second in Spa, you had that great energy from the 24 hours of Spa as well. I mean, what would it mean to you to finish on the podium there?
Yeah, it was our first podium of the LMS this year, and like you mentioned, Spa treated us quite well this year with the win for the 24 hours of Spa. So the motivation was high coming back there, and I know for Sarah it's a very special race to go to Spa. So we really wanted that win. I think everybody did everything they could in the car, and we were missing a little bit of that last pace to take the win. But second place and first podium in the LMS this year, and hopefully for the last round here we can do it once again, but one step higher.
Absolutely. So to you, Dorian, what are your expectations here in Portimão?
Well, as Michelle said, Spa was very, very good. So definitely we need to win this last race of the season, and we will do everything. Yeah.
And what about the track? How do you like it here?
Yeah, I love the track. I think all of them we love the track. So yeah.
Well, great, and thanks to you, we've got a great onboard of the track here in Portimão. So let's check it out.
Okay, approaching T1, the braking point is around 100 meters. Hard braking, down in 4 gear, take the apex and take the track limit at the exit. Now T3 is just before the right line in first gear, take the apex and stay on the right to pass flat out T4 in third gear and then exit on the curb. Approaching T5 is just after 100. Down in first gear, hard braking, exit on the curb as much as possible, and then approaching T7, little brake, but just the most important thing is to carry as much as possible speed, and then braking and the white line, second gear, take the curb and exit as much as possible. Then this one is flat out, easy. And we need to prepare to have the steering wheel straight. Second gear, round corner, and accelerate at the apex. Flat this one, and then approaching 13, braking just before the white line. Second gear, the important thing is to be as much as possible on the inside, and then here is to turn earlier because it's downhill on second gear. Exit on the curb, and this one is almost flat, just a little bit in the bump, and we pass the fifth and we're going back on power.
At only 17 years old, this next driver has very little on-track experience. Yet, this season, he's won at Monza, Barcelona and Spa and could potentially be crowned LMP3 winner for Inter-Europol competition here at his home race in Portugal in front of his family. We caught up with Guillaume Oliveira to see how he felt before the race this Sunday.
racing, it helps you a lot with growing as a person. More than winning titles and winning races, it's really important to grow as a person. And that's why I think most of the racing drivers develop that skills a little bit earlier than most of the normal people, because you are in contact with people all over the world, and it's just incredible to have the chance of racing. But after we bleed the brakes, my first lap on the second stint was like, it wasn't 100%, but on the second one was already full push, and the car felt nice. The brake bias was just a little bit to the back. I was walking the rear a little bit, so I changed to 55.
Okay.
And yeah, it was fine. The car was fine. I have a few idols. I really like Fernando Alonso, one of my favorite drivers. I also admire a lot of like Felipe Albuquerque, Antonio Felix Acosta, that won the Le Mans in the past few years. So my goal is to make my name as big as them. So let's hope that will happen in a few years, and hopefully we can fight for the win in Le Mans in the next years. It's more than a team. It's like a family. We all know each other. We all share a good time together. Nico and Charles are like from my family to me, because I spend a lot of time with them, and we have a really good connection. And also all of the Interpol staff, mechanics, and crew members, they are just family to me. They are my best friends here, so we all know really well each other. We make some jokes when we are not racing, and they are like a family to me, and I'm really grateful to have the chance of being in a team that really likes me, and I really like them, so that's really good for me. We have on the wheel, it's a little bit loose, like it shouldn't be loose. I will have a lot of friends. I hope a lot of Portuguese people will be here too, and my family too. My family doesn't come to races. It will be his first race here with my family. But yeah, I'm feeling good. No pressure. Just try to have a good time, because this is my safe place for me. Driving a race car on the track, it's the thing that I like most. So that's what I do, and let's hope we'll have a good weekend.
Yeah, you can do it.
Teamwork definitely makes the dream work. They're currently sitting second, Panis Racing, car number 65. So for this cross interview, we matched up two teammates, Nicolas Jamin and Julien Canal, to see how they felt about driving in the same team.
La voiture de mes rêves, je crois que c'est une Pagani. La Pagani, j'ai rencontré Monsieur Pagani il y a quelques années aux 24 heures du Mans, et puis c'est un monsieur charmant. Et là, il y a des voitures vraiment très très élégantes.
Et moi, ce serait une vraie Cobra de l'époque. Ce sera dimanche, parce qu'en
C'est
fait,
un titre dimanche, ça.
on va gagner la course, on va gagner le titre. Et du coup, si vous reposez la question dimanche soir, ce sera ça.
Michael Schumacher. Moi, j'ai eu l'occasion de rouler avec lui en karting dans l'écurie Tony Kart, et c'est vraiment quelqu'un qui m'a impressionné tant au niveau conduite qu'au niveau personnalité. Il s'est retrouvé à faire un foot avec nous le soir, à nettoyer son karting en jogging à 20h le soir. Voilà, ça c'était une très belle expérience.
Et moi, j'hésite un peu entre deux, entre Schumacher aussi et Julien Canal. Quand j'ai commencé à regarder le sport auto à l'âge de 5-6 ans, lui il était au top de sa carrière. Et c'est vrai que c'est un pilote qui m'a beaucoup inspiré au Mans. Ouais, un peu le golf, mine de rien. Moi, je joue beaucoup au golf. Julien joue un petit peu aussi. Son père joue aussi. Job s'y est mis aussi il y a quelques années. Donc, c'est vrai qu'on essaye sur les week-ends de course, quand on a un peu de temps, d'aller taper un peu la balle. C'est sympa. On a joué déjà. On est arrivé un jour plus tôt avec Job. On est arrivé mardi soir. On a fait une petite partie mercredi matin. Hier matin, c'était sympa. Et on va essayer de recaler une partie demain après-midi, parce qu'on a les FP1, le matin, et à partir de 15h on devrait être libéré du circuit, donc je pense qu'on va aller se refaire 9 trous.
Puis le karting aussi. Le karting, on va peut-être d'ailleurs organiser une journée tous ensemble avec Yob aussi. Ouais. Et puis mes enfants qui s'y mettent, donc voilà. Mon slip fétiche. Bon, il n'a pas super bien marché à Spa, mais il a bien performé à Barcelone.
Ah, rien du tout.
C'est moi son porte-bonheur.
Over the course of the season, we've been following a team each round during the qualifications. This time around, we followed team number 77 Proton Competition, who are currently leading in LMGTE, to see how qualifications went for them.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pit exit is green. Pit exit is green. This is the European Le Mans Series qualifying practice session for LMGTE.
No, where is it? Behind?
69 slow.
Oh, 69 is fast. Just overtook the 95. If we pass the 95, it's fast.
Mistake. 1.65 something.
That's good.
Not bad, but not bad.
We ask now when he's coming back.
For me, I don't know, the tire pressure was maybe a bit too low, and the feeling was like going over the tire, not on the tire.
I mean, it was competitive qualifying, huh?
No, it was tough, but for me, the strange thing was I had the feeling like going over the tire, not with the grip of the tire, you know, I was like scrubbing on the front.
Okay.
So that maybe the tire pressure was a bit too low.
You know, my question was before, I want to ask, why, you know, this 32.9?
Yeah. Yeah, I was really, I saw the reference was minus 10 years, so I was good, I had fuck that push.
Yeah.
So I was really on the limit on braking,
Yeah.
and the right, and then I couldn't turn.
But only for the consistency, because like Fassbender, he did at the last lap 2.5.
I was for sure was able. But,
We see.
Yeah,
For me,
like this, it's okay.
yeah,
You know?
the first target is done. We have the lap time. Second target is in front of 57. So for the moment, you know, it's positive, okay?
You know, it's always to be here and to race. It's what we love to do, and now coming here and leading the championship, the last race. So it's also some pressure on the engineers, mechanics, and the driver as well. But you know, this is what we're here for, and we will see. It will be a nice Sunday, I hope.
Good try, but you won't beat me. Call me crazy, call me freaky, but everybody's trying to beat me.
The 4 hours of Portimão is just about to get underway here at the Algarve International Circuit. In LMP2, Jack Aitken scored pole with his flying final lap. In LMP3, Malte Jakobsen clinched his 6th pole of the season. And in GTE, the Belgian driver Sarah Bovy made history in becoming the first woman to score a pole in her class in ELMS. So that leads me to say, the final time this year, let's go racing.
After an extra formation lap because of the rain, the final start of the season is underway. Castellet on pole for Racing Team Turkey. Juan Manuel Correa for Prema on the outside of the front row. Behind them, John Phelps, Algar Pro, and Julien Canal, Panis Racing. And away we go on a greasy Portimão track. This could be very tricky for the opening few laps. Drivers have got very little experience of this. Cars running out wide. Oh, somebody's facing the wrong way. That's AF Corsa. That's Francois Perrodo. He spun off on the inside, so he's safely out of harm's reach. Sweeping through the second and third quarter, Castellet under pressure. Juan Manuel Correa goes through for Prema. The number 9 car has the lead from Racing Team Turkey. United Autosports up to third place. That's Duncan Tappy from 5th on the grid. We're on board with Castellet. There goes Tappy. Great start from the British driver. He's up to second place from 5th. We are halfway round lap 1, 4 wide behind. The Duquesne car on the inside, Algar Pro on the outside. Running out very wide indeed. Look, nobody's got any grip here at all. Battle for second place. Look at the green and yellow. Pietro Fittipaldi, the Brazilian, for Inter-Europol competition, all over the back of Duncan Tappy right now as Juan Manuel Correa pulls away in the lead. Here's the battle for second. Sweeping down out of the final corner. And Fittipaldi with the inside line. Does he have an overlap? Not quite. Tappy gets his nose in front, but Fittipaldi tucks into the slipstream. He's coming again. Panis Racing in 4th place now. And down into second goes Pietro Fittipaldi. Skates across the apex, holds onto it. That's brave stuff from the young man from Brazil. Duncan Tappy back down to 3rd place. Julien Canal for Panis Racing in 4th. Here's John Phelps for Algar Pro. Started 3rd, but he's in the garage. Castellet being chased down by Memo Rojas of the Duquesne team. This is now the battle for 7th place. This is where the pole sitter has got to. Oh, and a huge moment from the Mexican. Wow. But he got the job done, makes the pass into turn 1. Castellet is doing exactly the right thing by not fighting too hard in these greasy conditions. His job is to lose as little time as possible and keep the car on the island. Here's our lead battle now. Prema versus Inter-Europol. Oh, and that's Castellet facing the wrong way. Looks like no damage done. Gets the car back on terra firma, pointing the right way. Here we are. Oh, just carrying a fraction too much speed down the hill there. Overcooked it. Bounced off the curb. Lead battle in LMP3. Maurice Smith for Cool Racing being chased by Charlie Cruz in the Inter-Europol competition car, the yellow and green machine. Maurice Smith in the 17 Cool car. The team need to win and have luck on their side if they're to win the title. Ahead of the points leaders, the number 13 Inter-Europol competition car. And Charlie Cruz down the inside to take the lead. Maurice Smith will drive his heart out here, but he has to keep the car on the island. So into Europol, leading LMP3. Here is our battle. Rinaldi versus Oman Racing versus Iron Lynx. 1, 2, 3, 2 Ferraris with an Aston between them. Here comes Sarabovi. Looking to have a move up the inside of Ahmad Al-Hati. And here is a move down the inside. Inter-Europol follows Inter-Europol, but it's Fittipaldi who takes the lead of the race. And goes by their P3 leading car. Inter-Europol leading both prototype categories now. Prema in second. Here's the view on board with Juan Manuel Correa. There is the pole man, Castellet. He is now in the battle for 10th place with Francesco Draconi of BHK. They just about avoided contact there. Jolic, as the track dries, looking to try and come back now. 11th place from pole, but looking much more confident in the car now. Look, here they come, sweeping down through the long final corner. Flat out blast here, over the rise, onto the pit straight. He's well placed. Does he get the move here on Francesco Draconi? Has to go to the inside. Through he goes, back into the top 10 for Castellet. Replay, race leader Pietro Fittipaldi narrowly avoiding major dramas with their Francois Perrodo, and then the 60 Iron Lynx Ferrari of Claudio Schiavone. Mulner Motorsport in the gravel, that's Matthias Kaiser from 7th in LMP2. Anthony Wells for Nielsen, he's off as well. Were they connected? Here's the replay. Matthias Kaiser being chased by Cool Racing's Niklas Kreuten. There's Tony Wells in front. Innocent victim as Kaiser tried to squeeze through on the inside at turn 1, I'm afraid. And here's the reverse angle. Yeah, Tony Wells had no idea that lunge was coming. Matthias Kaiser went for a gap that ended up not being there. Full course yellow to recover the Mulner Motorsport car. Let's take a look again at the start. Again, 4-5 cars wide down into turn 1. And Castellet did the best job, got himself clear in front, and contact for John Falp in turn 1. Looked like with the United car, didn't quite see who spun Francois Perrodo round. Well, Perrodo's the bright car on the inside of Pietro Fittipaldi, gets by Fittipaldi, then spins, in avoidance of John Falp. So he was trying to avoid John Falp in the Algarve Pro car. Replay here, problems for DKR's number 4 machine, Tom van Rompuy, spinning out there, the Belgian, just catching the barriers. Into the pit lane, Pietro Fittipaldi, the race leader. Charlie Cruz in P3, Ahmed Al-Hati leading in GTE, Prema in as well.
Full course yellow removed, full course yellow removed.
Behind the LMP3 leader, Charlie Cruz, is the battle for second. Prema now under pressure from TDS Racing by Vianti. Juan Manuel Correa, and look at this, Tiemann van der Helm coming up with a huge head of steam on the straight. The LMP3 leader, Charlie Cruz, weaving to keep his tyres warm. And Juan Manuel Correa hanging on there in second place for Prema. It is Inter Europol who lead in LMP2 as well, Pietro Fittipaldi just further up the road. Replay of the change for second, Tiemann van der Helm coming out of the final corner like a rocket between Claudio Schiavone's yellow Ferrari and Juan Manuel Correa in that Prema racing car. Here is Charlie Cruz leading for Inter Europol in LMP3. Great start to the race for the team. They still lead LMP3, they still lead LMP2. And the gap over Maurice Smith, 17 seconds to the Cool Racing team. That gives him plenty of confidence to take his time in traffic and make the right moves. Sarabovi leading in GTE in the Iron Dames pink Ferrari. This team came within 20 minutes or so of victory last year in Portimão before an engine fire sidelined them. Looks like we are soon for driver changes. Here's Panis Racing versus United Autosports. Julien Canal under pressure from Duncan Tappy. A little held up by the Ferrari there. Tappy's got to run. He's going outside, inside. Canal hanging on the outside. Can't hold on. Duncan Tappy goes back up the order to 5th position. Julien Canal down to 6th. Running on board the Proton competition at Porsche. This is an all-Proton battle. And that is Richard Leitz going by team boss Christian Reed. Christian Reed coming in here with the 77 crew leading the title race. Pit stops a go-go. Ferdy Habsworth taking over at Prema from Juan Manuel Correa. The American driver in as a last-minute replacement for Lorenzo Colombo. Nicolas Jamin waiting at Panis. There is the driver change. And off he goes. Driver change 2 for Pietro Fittipaldi. Handing over to the Dane David Heinemeier Hansen, and trouble. That's 360 Racing's Santiago Concepcion Serrano. The Spaniard off the course. And full course yellow comes out. Down to 80 kilometres an hour. Haley, is it cool racing?
Yeah, that was a fun start. It was a little slippery. It was raining on the track and everybody was on slicks, and I needed to respect my teammates and do a good job for them. So I did push as hard as I could. It's a long break between next season, and it's a long flight home, and I needed to be able to hold my head up and drive hard.
I think you can definitely, pat yourself on the back for that, because you really threw everything at it.
Yeah, I didn't have anything more, so I needed to do it for the team.
And you've done it. I mean, what a great stint. Can we just talk about maybe the overalls, because it's still, and you're still currently second overall, 18 points between yourselves and those. Are you thinking about that at all?
Yeah, we just have to win. What other people do is, it's their business, and we don't have anything to do with that. But we have to go out and win today. So that's what we have to do, and that's what we're set out to do.
Back to green flag racing. Here's the battle for second place. David Heinemeier Hansson, the silver driver into Europol, and gold ranked Ferdy Habsburg right behind him for Prema. Heinemeier Hansson returning to P2 racing after a couple of seasons away this year. Through on the inside, Habsburg. He is up to second spot. TDS Racing by Viant, currently the race leaders. Heinemeier Hansson under pressure here. Ben Fiskal down the inside for the Algarve Pro team. That's a change for third place. And that was a strong move. Ben Fiskal taking no prisoners there. Michael Fassbender. His rotten luck continues. He has picked up a puncture on the right front, heading the Proton Porsche into the pits. Damage will be minimal. Well done indeed. We actually have seen this car ripped to shreds by unfortunate punctures. This time he's done a great job of controlling it. Fuel is in. It is a single tyre change. Great news for the team. David Heinemeier Hansson under real pressure here. Nicolas Jamin closing in behind. He lets the AF Corsa car go by. That's not for position, but the car behind is 65 Pandas car goes a long way around the outside. Racing Team Turkey are there as well. This is a busy bit of real estate. David Heinemeier Hansson under pressure once more. Tom Gamble for United Autosports, the red and blue car right behind him. And with a good head of steam, Heinemeier Hansson defends, but his job is not to fight all the way. Through goes the United car. Well, let's hear from Pietro Fittipaldi, the man who led the start of the race in this Inter-Europol machine.
We had a really good start from 7th to 1st, and I think we have a good car to hopefully fight for a podium now. I know that David's in the car, it's tricky conditions. Fabio's going to get in the car after him. Really happy with the start of the race. It was mega. Very difficult conditions because everybody on slicks and it was super wet. Very easy to spin. So happy with how it went, and I hope we can have a good finish.
Here is our current race leader. It's TDS Racing's Matthias Besch, and Tiemann van der Helm was the man who got them in that position with a great opening stint. Let's catch up with him now.
Didn't went too bad. The first laps a bit struggling to get the line, and after that I think we went pretty good forward in the race, and we did 2 pretty good stints, and we made it to first position now.
And just tell me about how it was out there, because you make it sound so easy, but they look like some big battles going on.
No, we had a bit of luck with wet weather, but you need some luck sometimes.
How does wet weather and luck translate?
Sorry?
How do you have luck in wet weather?
Sometimes you have luck and sometimes don't. This time it went well, and I am pretty fine in the weather sometimes. And we could take the car to the first position. I'm really happy. I look forward for the rest of the next year.
Trouble for David Heinemeier Hansson at Inter-Europol. He's on the grass, and luckily the ground is dry enough for some traction. Trying to get back on the track, but he's on a blind brow. He can't see coming traffic. They can't see him. Race leader Matthias Besch is in the pits. Wipers are on. Rain starting again. And that's Algarve Pro. Alexander Peroni, the Australian, in the barriers. Oh, a long slithering slide. That's heartbreaking. And that's a big impact, I'm afraid. In the pits for service is Freddie Habsburg. Rahal Frey watching the action in the Iron Dames garage. Changes being made to Heinemeier Hansen's into Europol car. New rear end goes on. And that, I'm afraid, is the end of the race for the Algarve Pro team. Sarabovi, the GTE leader, handing over to Dorian Pan. And these drivers have been in such good form recently.
Yeah, that was fun. You know, feel like home. No, I mean the start was that was hot, even if it was kind of fresh. Yeah, I decided to go for safety in the first 3 laps and then to catch up on the front, and then we had a nice fight with the Aston and the other Ferrari. It was a lot of fun. After the first full course yellow, we were both all the cars on different strategies. We'll see now. I mean, I think we made a good call. I hope that, you know, the weather, we cannot really anticipate it in those conditions. It was possible to stay on slick, especially when we have a few laps on the full course yellow now. We'll see at the restart how the conditions are moving.
So this was your last race in ELMS as a bronze-rated driver. Next year, you can be silver.
Yeah, well, you know, I will leave ELMS, I hope, on a high. For me, I just want to focus on what's happening this weekend. That's the most important for me. I think the Iron Dame project deserves to have a win, and we will fight for it until the last lap. That's everything I'm thinking about right now.
Battle for second place in LMP3 and Fingersitz in the United Autosport number 2 car. Right behind him, Malte Jakobsen for Cool Racing, piling on the pressure. They need a win here. Looking up the inside into 13, the United car drifts out very wide, either by accident or design, leaves the door wide open, and through goes Malte Jakobsen. They need that victory at Cool Racing, and then for everything else to fall their way. Team principal of Cool Racing, Nico Lapierre, in a battle of his own right now in LMP2 for 3rd place overall, chasing Panis Racing's Nico Jamin. Well, he is the team principal and also an LMP2 driver of great ability, Nico. But Lapierre can't get the move done around the outside of Jamin there. He's going to have to try again if he wants to put this car on the podium here in Portimão. What are we seeing here? LMP3 leader and race leader, Matthias Besch and Nicola Pino into Europol, and they both are off backwards after contact. Matthias Besch in the gravel, Nicola Pino rejoining immediately, but into the pits. Looks like he has a little bit of drama. Away goes the 13 car. Full course yellows are out, and that is to recover the 31 car that was the leader. Prema now lead, and more rain, and this time really looks like heavy rain. Lots of cars in the pit lane. This will be wets or slicks. Well, it's going to be a big gamble on slicks, but for how long will the wets last? Louis Delatraz taking over from Ferdinand Habsburg at Prema.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed. Full course yellow removed.
Who has gambled correctly? Well, 62 minutes of racing remain on the clock for the season. But will we go all 62 minutes? It is very wet indeed. You can see the Prema car is not on wets. Neither of these are on wets either. Yiffy Yi, Cool Racing, and Phil Hansen, United Autosports. It is a battle of trying to find grips somewhere, anywhere. Yiffy Yi under pressure from Hansen. Hansen goes a long way round the outside, and bizarrely should be more grippy there, but he's off as well and into the gravel, and he's beached, and that surely will be another full course yellow. So easy to do in these conditions, so easy. Duncan Tappy, hands on head, can't believe it. With the Prema car. Oh, look, not even daring to try and go by the GTE Ferrari. Just sit in the queue. Yellow flags are out, but will we go full course yellow? We do.
no, I think he thought he had considerably more damage than it turned out we did. It's often the case after some contact and a lot of pickup that the car feels quite terrible, but you know, it seems to be okay at the moment. We just need to kind of into survival mode at this point.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed. Full course yellow removed.
There is the number 9 Prema car that leads in LMP2 in these treacherous conditions. Leading in LMP3 right now is Cool Racing's Malte Jakobsen, the number 17 car that must win the race to try and win the championship. Oh my goodness.
We are currently P1, car 13 at the contact. We do our job, we do our target, and we see where we end up. I promise you, I'm gonna keep this car on track.
Well, let's hope Malte Jakobsen is good to his word and has an old head on young shoulders. Really tricky conditions. This is super experienced Ben Hanley looping around the Nielsen Racing car. And in the pits, Phil Hansen. United Autosports in the garage, a car that battled for the lead early on. Dorian Pan out of the Iron Lynx car and Michel Gatting back into the fray. High fives all round for the team. Proton Competition and Kessel Racing battling for 4th place. Lorenzo Ferrari in the Porsche. Mikkel Jensen in the Ferrari. Will Jensen be part of Ferrari's hypercar program for 2023? It seems that he may well be. For now though, the Dane trying to put a move in on the Italian for 4th position. He's got a run on the inside in the Kessel Racing car guy Ferrari. And this will be a battle of nerves under braking. The Porsche with the line. The Ferrari on the inside somehow found the grip. And it is still the Iron Dames that lead here with 45 minutes of the season remaining. A rainbow means there is sunshine somewhere and there is a drying line. Louis Delatraz leading for Prema by 72 seconds. And that is enough to be cautious, but not too slow. Too slow makes the tyre temperatures drop away anyway. But look, there is still rain in the air. Is it coming back? Or is it just lingering in patches? Well, the driver won't know until suddenly he hits standing water or a really wet patch that's got much less grip than he was expecting. Michel Gatting, tyre change and pit stop for her. Heading to the final 20 minutes of the season, and the Iron Dames still lead in GTE. Everything crossed in the Iron Lynx garage for them. Marco Sorensen will be closing hard in the Oman Racing with TF Sport Aston Martin, and he is a mighty adversary. Final stop for Panis, Jot van Uitert in 2nd place as they came in. Pro-Am leader Nick Nielsen handing over to Alessia Rivera at AF Corsa, the 88 car. And here is the race leader. Final stop for the number 9 for Prema. Louis Delatraz remains in. Quarter of an hour to go. Giacomo Piccini there, talking to Rennie Rosing with his back to us. They're ready for the end. Oh, trouble! And that is the championship leader, Guillermo Oliveira. The Portuguese driver has gone off and a long way off at his home race. So what happened as he came out of the pit lane? Oh, sister car goes by, he drifts out wide, the P2 car goes by, his teammate comes back on, oh, and there's contact. That's John Hartshorn in the Oman Racing by TF Sport Aston. He stood no chance. Hartshorn was squeezed between the P3 car and a P2 car on the inside. Let's take a look from on board. But Guillermo Oliveira, oh, this is just a disaster. He tries to get out to the racing line, should have stayed on the inside. His teammate goes around the outside, his P2 teammate comes through on the inside, he tries to come back on, and Hartshorn had nowhere to go. Heartbreak for the young Portuguese and for Oman Racing by TF Sport. And here are the rescue crew. They're looking for the driver. There he is. He's on the ground. They don't realise that he is just utterly mentally crushed, not physically damaged. Your heart breaks for him.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow removed. Full course yellow removed.
Here we go, the battle for second. Panis versus Cool, and the Cool Racing LMP3 car did not get in the way of the Panis car of Joop van Uitert. So Cool Racing teammate Yiffy will have to do it all himself. Prema Racing leading. It is the final lap of Portimão. It is the final lap of the 2022 European Le Mans Series. It is the final lap here for Prema. They lead. Louis Delatraz, the race leader from Panis, with Cool Racing still in third place and barely a second back in the battle for the podium. But they're a long way behind. Louis Delatraz will be feeling no pressure right now. He might be hearing strange noises, feeling odd vibrations from the car, as you do at the end of a race when you fear that destiny might snatch it away from you. But the roller coaster in the Algarve has fallen victim to Prema Racing, sweeping down through turn 12 and up to 13. Just 3 corners remain on this last lap of the season. No traffic in front. Delatraz will be eagerly anticipated in his arrival by the team. The checkered flag is out. The final corner negotiated. It will be victory in Portimão for Prema Racing. Confirmation of the result. Prema, the overall winners. Racing Team Turkey in 6th, the Pro-Am winners. Victory in LMP3 going to Cool Racing, and in GTE to Iron Lynx. Jubilation to round out the season after a job well done by the Prema team.
It feels amazing. I mean, everyone did such a great job, and to finish the, win the championship, win the race. And together, we had fun all year. There's amazing teammates. Also have to think about Lorenzo Colombo, who was here for the first 4 races, and we send him big regards and big thank you. So really a big thanks to everyone, and so happy about it. Couldn't be better. And they did the whole job today. I just drove it to the end.
Victory for the Prema team, and the team claim the champions title as well, ahead of Panis and United Autosports. Victory in Pro-Am for Racing Team Turkey, Jack Aitken, Charlie Eastwood and Sally Jolic.
Yeah, I think they wanted to make it as dramatic as possible with that weather, Jesus. But it was really well done for the whole team to just keep calm in those conditions. It was about as hard as you could make it to just finish. But all of us managed to bring it home, and now we can celebrate.
Jack Aitken, Charlie Eastwood and Sally Jolic were on the top step of the podium ahead of Francois Perrodo, Alessio Rivera, Nick Nielsen, Rodrigo Salles, Matt Bell and Ben Hanley. And Racing Team Turkey claim the Pro-Am title from AF Corsa and Nielsen Racing. A historic GT victory for Iron Lynx. The Iron Dames, Sarah Bovey, Michelle Gatting and Dorian Pan become the first all-female crew to win in the European Le Mans Series. 12 months after near certain victory for the Iron Dames was snatched away by a late race engine fire, it has come at last. Kettle Racing's Ferrari took third, the Aston of Oman Racing with TF Sport in second, but it is victory for the first time for the Iron Dames. By 4 points, Proton Competition are the team's champions in GTE, the Iron Dames finishing in third. The Proton Competition name has been at the forefront of GT racing for the entire 21st century, and once again they claim a title, the team's champions in GTE. A delighted team boss Christian Reed has been there throughout.
And fantastic season together. It was amazing.
A victory for all the team.
Fantastic for Porsche, Proton, and for all of us. I mean, we start with some bad luck season, and then we went up, and it was okay. Today was a crazy race. For sure, we could win the race, but whether we have to think about the championship, so it was good, and I'm happy.
Winners in LMP3, car number 17 from Cool Racing. Malte Jakobsen, Maurice Smith and Michael Benham.
This is unbelievable. Malta did an awesome job. The team did an amazing job, and the gods were shining on us today. We had to win, and we won, and then everything else has to happen. But
it's a victory for all the guys, all the team.
It always is a victory for all the guys and all the team. It's never a one-man job. This team's amazing, and they do an awesome job, and we're going to party tonight.
Cool Racing, the champions from Inter Europol and DKR. And finally, time to celebrate the winners, the champions, at the end of season gala awards ceremony. The parties start here.
What an amazing season. I mean, to end it up like this was just fantastic. It's great to share this moment. You know, this is why we are doing this. This is for this moment. Getting the first title as a team owner, team principal is something very special. I hope it's only the first one of a long series, but tonight we're going to enjoy this one first.
And that is it for the ELMS 2022. We will see you in Barcelona in April 2023 to begin it all again. Goodbye for now.